On November 1st, 1918, Ukrainian siege riflemen occupied Lemberg, soon declaring it as capital of West Ukrainian People's Republic, which started a short history of Galician Ukrainian state, founded on ashes of the Habsburg Empire. The series of events that happened from November 1st to November 21st, 1918 are referenced in Ukrainian historiography as November Uprising. And in this video I'll try to explain why, when and how this happened. Then Ukrainian national identity was rather repressed and just didn't have a good ground to stand on. Ukrainian nation was yet to get on state. The Galicians, or as they were called back then, Rusyns, were living on the same land as Polish and Jews, and when Jews had no claim over any territory here, for both Ukrainians and Poles, Galician region was historically important and seen as part of both Poland and Ukraine. As for Lemberg, the city was an important center of culture and science for both nations, and something seen as rightfully theirs. So having nearly 50-50 national divide in many districts couldn't have led to anything but conflict. So as Habsburg Empire started to collapse, national movements for independence arose, including ones that saw Lemberg as part of their rightful land. The next events are a bit complex, so we try to explain them chronologically. On October 16, Austrian Emperor Karl declares manifesto for federalization of Austria, basically allowing movements for independence and autonomy to move. On October 18, Ukrainian National Council is created, which declares East Galician land as autonomous region and part of Austrian Federation. On October 12, Lemberg City Council passed a resolution to incorporate the city within the independent Polish state. On October 31st, this Polish liquidation committee is about to arrive to the city and annex it into re-established Poland. On the same day, the leader of Ukrainian siege riflemen, Dmytro Vitovsky, orders to move first and commands his troops to occupy the city before the arrivals of the Poles. On the night from October 31st to November 1st, Ukrainian military took the town hall, the government house and all the train stations without firing a single shot or having a single loss. But since the city had 86% Polish majority, Ukrainian forces soon faced resistance from local Polish scout organizations and veterans, led by Polish officer Czesław Marzyński. The scout resistance is referenced in Polish historiography as Lwów, but it's important to note that Polish resistance was consisting mostly of actual soldiers and not just scouts, as this formed only around 15% of them. Battle of Lemberg as whole is referenced by Poles as defense of Lvov, opposed to Ukrainian November Uprising. As soon as Vitovsky realized that fighting is inevitable, he ordered forces from Bukovina to leave their positions and come to help with city fighting. Polish armed resistance managed to retake western parts of the city from Ukrainian soldiers on November 3rd. On November 5th, Polish resistance, consisting of around 6,000 locals and other forces, manages to push Ukrainians from main train station and cut the supply. Positional front is formed across the city. Up to November 9th, front remains still, but then riflemen bring 6 artillery units, which brings them advantage over Poles. This helps Ukrainians push Poles to the cadet school, where Polish resistance is based, which helps to hold city for a bit longer. Poles were getting ammunition by Przemyśl-Lęborg train road, managing to eventually push Ukrainians in rural areas and establish superiority in weaponry and manpower. At November 18, two-day-long ceasefire is declared, and at its end Ukrainian forces find themselves almost completely encircled, so by morning of November 21st they leave the city, just as swiftly and organized as they captured it on November 1st. The reason why Ukrainians lost was Polish superiority in gunpower, manpower, and prevalence in local support. On the other hand, Ukrainian forces were far more organized and in result managed to minimize casualties. Polish victory in the battle put the start of 20 years of following Polish rule over the city. Lack of organizations and the rise of popularity of nationalist movements among Polish forces led to rise of anti-Semitism and following Lęborg pogrom afterwards. The pogrom, which took place from November 21st to November 23rd, inflicted casualties at over 600 people in the city, and unfortunately wasn't the last one for Jewish population here.